Hello, highly esteemed friendos of the interwebs. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, hello. My name is Laurel. I am a weirdo that likes collecting and experimenting with really nice makeup. If you read the title of this video, and I believe you did, because my viewers are smart ones with excellent reading comprehension skills, then you know today is Natasha Denona Retro palette review day. So I'm not going to prattle because it's pertinent that my people know my preliminary perceptions of this pretty plummy purple palette. So let's get into it. So I think we'll start out today with swatches. Here's the inside of the palette. This is what she looks like. So like I said, pretty plummy purple, mauvey, pinky. Yeah. Let's start out with some swatches. I will go top row first, middle row second, and the third row in last place, of course. I'm gonna build that one up. It's swatched a little bit light. This one feels really creamy. Ooh. Chalky looking. What's going on, Natasha? Smoothed out, but I got my eye on you. That one is pretty much the same color as my skin, so it's not showing up very well. Then the next row, these are looking a little patchy. Alright, that one felt creamy and smooth on my finger. I feel like I know what it's going to swatch like before I ever even put it down. Okay, very enthusiastic about this one. Ooh, nice. That one's like basically the same color as my shirt. Okay, so I'm gonna go wash this off. I'll be right back and then we'll finish up the final 5. Or you know what, we'll just do it on my other arm, just to save time. Hopefully you guys can see that. This one feels kind of dry too. Not really bad, but a little bit. Okay, swatch better than what I thought. Ooh, that one is nice. Very pretty. That one is good too. Okay, that one was a little weak sauce. Natasha, what you doing to me, girl? So just being real with you guys, I was expecting something totally different from Natasha than this for the retro palette. Now don't get me wrong, I think this palette is gorgeous, but I was expecting something closer to the mini retro. Like I was expecting sort of like a mint green, a crystal blue, a sparkling green, some peachy pink shades. And while I do think that this is a good, I'm not going to call it a sister palette, it's more like a cousin palette. While the palettes could be paired together, they just don't resemble each other. So I had gotten my hopes up for something completely different, but after I got over the initial shock of seeing a mauvey plummy palette instead of something pinky greeny gray, I was then able to take a step back and appreciate the palette for what it is, because it is gorgeous. And I have to say, this color story, I feel like was made for my sister. So it's not that I think that this is a bad palette for people with like blue or gray eyes, but to me, these shades are what amplifies the iris color of people with brown, hazel, or green eyes. Even blue-green eyes, I feel like this could really contrast the natural color of the iris and bring those colors to life. But on someone with a cool tone eye color like myself, these aren't my favorite, but it's still pretty to look at. But let's give it a go. Let's try it on the eyes, because I still think that there's some shades in there that are a little bit on the warm side that I can incorporate and make it more my style. All right, friendos, on my Sigma E65, we're gonna start with this shade right here. It's called Go Go. Putting this slightly above my crease. My first thought on this is that particular shade took me longer to blend out than most of the mattes in my other Natasha Denona palettes. It wasn't terrible or anything, but it wasn't fantastic. Next, on my Retro 14, I'm going in with the shade Andy. And this one's blending out smooth as butter, I'm happy to say. Now on my Morphe M506, I'm going to try out Amara here in the corner. That does not look like the same color. Oh my gosh, it's so pigmented. I may have just screwed up, you guys. The other ones weren't that pigmented. I was not expecting that. I didn't even swatch that great on my arm. What the heck? Okay. Let me stop complaining and get to blending. Does this, I'm sorry guys, does this look like the same shade to you? This to this? What? I'm so confused. Now with my Sigma E36, I'm going in with the shade Groove right here. I'm going in with a much lighter touch and a much lighter tap in. This is very interesting. Both these shades kind of look the same. I'm taking that same Retro brush that I used before, number 14, going back in with Andy. That's the most mauve looking shade. I feel like he kind of got blended away. Also gonna touch up Go Go, the same brush. On a random angled eyeliner brush, I'm going to go in with the shade Rebellion. That's the one bottom middle right here. Okay, this one I have to say is the most red of any shade I've tried so far. Like it's a pinky red, or like a red plum. That's how I would put a red plum. I would be remiss if I did not use at least one of the shimmer shades. The one I liked the most upon swatching was Psychedelic. This one right here in the middle. So on my Natasha Denona number 11, I will go in that middle shade. All right, you guys know how I normally do. Or maybe you don't, maybe this is your first time. So typically, if I'm trying out a sparkly shade for the first time, I try to just go in with a dry brush straight onto my eyelid and then see if there's any fallout from there. And we're also gonna see how pigmented it looks on the lid. Very, very little fallout. So now let's build up some intensity. Okay, I think I want to do just a little bit on my lower lash line. So with my LR100, going into Psychedelic again. All right, I think that's gonna be all for this eye. I'm gonna do my other eye off camera and then I'll be right back. We'll figure out some lipstick and blush when I get back, and then I'll talk about my final thoughts for this palette. Not my final thoughts, but you know what I mean. My final thoughts in this video. Yeah! Friendos, I think so far this is one of the most aesthetically beautiful girly looks I've done on my channel so far. What do you guys think so far? I think that this look is so pretty on its own that I'm gonna go in very, very light and just do an accent wing, a little bit of eyeliner on the outer perimeter of my eye, just to give it a little bit more lift, and I'm going to do some accent lashes on the sides. I'll go do that off camera. Going in with my P. Louise lip liner in Achievements. Next, going in with Rosebud from Dose of Colors. Alright, so my face is looking a little bit washed out. I'm definitely going to choose a pinkier blush to kind of bring some life back into my face. Probably gonna go in with this pink shade right here from my Sugar Pill palette. Okay, so my look is done. Let's talk about the palette. Again, can we just have a moment for this color story? It is so gorgeous, but aside from it being beautiful, you know I have to critique these luxury palettes with my critical eye. The reason why is because these palettes cost a lot of money. Now, granted, this is not the $129 palettes that they normally do. This one is a $60 palette. The pans are smaller, but the palettes are around the same size. So I'm going to give this palette some grace. With the shadows that I used today, most of them were very, very nice. There were a couple of them that were harder to blend out than normal Natasha Denona mattes. Like, Natasha is known for her blend on their own mattes, and I did not get that from GoGo, and I don't really feel like I got that from Amara. Also, Amara does not look the same in the pan as it does on the eye, and I almost wonder if it would be a struggle to come up with looks that looked drastically different from each other. I'm gonna have to play with this some more, and I'll let you guys know. I may even do a 2 looks 1 palette on this to see if we can get something a little bit different going than just the obvious color story, because this right here, I feel like it is gorgeous, but it's also very obvious. It's what you would expect me to do with this palette. So I want to go for the unexpected the next time that I pick this up. I think that kind of sums up my thoughts. I would give this palette a B+. And for $60, I wouldn't mind buying this again. If it was $129, I would wait for it to go on sale. So Friendos, I hope that you enjoyed spending this time with me. I always try to give you a clear picture of what you're getting into when you make these pricey luxury purchases, and I hope that you feel informed by what I shared with you. I also hope that you enjoyed this look that I did, and that you'll come back again so that we can play in makeup some more. If you did have a good time, I hope that you'll give this video a big thumbs up. I hope that you'll comment down below and let me know what you think of this palette. Let me know if you plan to pick it up or if you're still weighing your options. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. We have a lot of fun here. I know that I'm just getting started on YouTube, but that's it. I'm just getting started. There's a lot more fun to come. And should you choose not to subscribe, we shall ever live our lives looking over our shoulders and wondering what could have been. All right, guys, bye.